Welcome everybody to Severe Weather Update. Today is Monday, May the 19th, and I'm doing an update because we have yet another day of severe weather, moderate risk in portions of the Great Plains, and I will go over the location and timing of these storms today, moderate being 4 out of 5. The reason why this is very important is over the last week we've had a history of very strong tornadoes. Um, London, Kentucky, last night Plevna, I believe, of in Arkansas. These are very, very strong tornadoes occurring in discrete supercells that are forming, and today the forecast is similar. It's not a quasi-linear convective system where they're small tornadoes. We're talking about discrete supercells that travel long distances that are spawning multiple tornadoes that are long track in duration and very, very strong. And these tornadoes have been destructive and deadly over the past week. And yet we have another day today where the same types of atmospheric conditions are in place for another possible tornado outbreak. So looking again at the map, you can see that in the moderate risk, and let's go back to the tornado outlook, the 15% risk is the highest risk of a EF2 or greater tornado touching down within any 25-mile radius. And that includes basically all of eastern Oklahoma, but also goes slightly into northern Texas, northwestern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri, and southeastern Kansas. I will go over the timing, but if you're in any of these locations today, as well as the 10% hatched risk beyond that in these same states, have a tornado plan in place today. You need to get underground or in an interior room with a helmet on to protect yourself in case of a destructive tornado that tears your house apart. If you live in a mobile home, you need to get out, find a friend or a ditch even. Do not stay in a manufactured or mobile home because the steel and metal is what's going to cause bodily harm. Anyway, this is a very, very important update for people who live in this region. If you have friends or family in this region, let them know now that today could be a dangerous day of severe weather. Let's go to the NATO cast. I always like looking at this. And you can see they go even beyond the 15% red hatched risk in that same area. And in a very small portion of southern Oklahoma, they have a 30% risk of EF2 or greater tornadoes. So that's where they believe the strongest tornadoes will occur today. And I'm going to also show you this same type of parameter, the significant tornado parameter, very similar to the NATO cast, but this is the HRRR version of it. And you can see starting today at 13Z, but let's move to 19Z. Let's see, let's go 19Z. You can see the tornado parameter in southern Oklahoma, northern Texas, and parts of Arkansas starts to fire up already. That's 2 p.m. today. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., still very strong tornado parameter in this area. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., a lot, very strong in northern Texas at that point, including Dallas. 11, midnight, 1, 2 a.m. So even through almost midnight tonight, northern Texas shows a very, very high tornado parameter, which means conditions are favorable for strong tornadoes in that area. That doesn't mean they will form, it's just the atmosphere is ripe for it. That's what the tornado parameter means. Let's look at the HRRR, though, from the standpoint of reflectivity, which is where it anticipates on radar supercells will start to form. And again, I'm going to go, let's go 1 hour at a time here. 18Z is 1 p.m. Central Time. 2 p.m. is where you see the first supercells starting to form in southern parts of Oklahoma. 3 p.m., Oklahoma and Arkansas. 4 p.m., Oklahoma and Arkansas. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., still Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas. Supercells all over the place. 7 p.m., starts to kind of converge a little bit into a line. 8, 9, 10, 11, and so by 11 p.m. tonight, you have more of a quasi-linear convective system moving through Arkansas and Missouri where the tornado threat will be less. Hopefully, though. But in recent days, the tornado threat has remained all the way through midnight 1 a.m. So do not let your guard down, at least in Arkansas and Missouri and northern Texas, late tonight, 11 p.m. and midnight. Don't go to sleep if there's still storm activity, and keep track of NOAA Weather Radio, local TV and radio, Ryan Hall, y'all, internet sources, etc., to see if the threat has passed your area. I mean, this is just a forecast, what we're looking at now. So anyway, that's my update as to the timing and location of some of these supercells that have been creating very strong tornadoes over the past week. And please share this information, subscribe and like if you don't mind, and be safe, everybody. Have a good day. Take care.